From the brand new Phillipsburg High School Gymnasium on the campus of Phillipsburg High School in Lopatcong Township, New Jersey, StatelinerSports.com proudly presents Phillipsburg High School Wrestling. Tonight, the Stateliners play host to Hanover Park. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Moore, and along with Jim Meglick, we'll be bringing you all the hold-by-hold of tonight's matchup. Phillipsburg Wrestling is brought to you on StatelinerSports.com by the Rothman Institute, a worldwide leader in orthopedics, an official orthopedic partner of the NJSIAA. Visit RothmanInstitute.com. By Russo Law Offices, 633 Belvedere Road in Phillipsburg, proud to support Stateliner Athletics. Visit RussoLawLLC.com. By Ahart, Frinzy & Smith, recognized as one of the leading insurance agencies in the United States. Find out more at afsinsurance.com. By Urco Community Federal Credit Union, with offices on Hillcrest Boulevard in Phillipsburg and at 2240 Northampton Street in Easton. Considering buying or selling your home? Contact Tara Butler at RE/MAX Supreme for all your real estate needs. Call Tara direct at 908-319-2447. By Open Mic for exclusive coverage of the Stateliners and the entire Huddard and Warren, Sussex area. Follow Mike Weileman's blog at mikeopen.blogspot.com. And by Welcome to the Pit, a history of Phillipsburg wrestling is available. Order yours by calling 908-283-4342. The Stateliners come into the match with a record of 6-1, 4-0 in the Raritan division of the conference. They defeated Delaware Valley 35-30, Raritan 35-25, Boundbrook 39-30, lost to Cranford 36-32, beat Hunterdon Central 34-24, Kittatinny 45-19, and last night got past Warren Hills 37-24. Stateliners are coached by Dave Post in his 7th season and an overall record of 102-18. The Hornets come into the match with a record of 9-1. They defeated Morris Catholic 66-16. Don Bosco for the first time 35-33. Blanked Mountain Lakes 77-0. Beat Roxbury for the first time in Roxbury 44-19. Beat Morris Hills 35-29. Caldwell 60-14. Lost to South Plainfield 43-23. Beat Belvedere 55-15. Paramus 35-27. And last night took it to Madison 63-12. The Hornets are coached by James Laval in his 5th season and an overall record of 47-17. Coach Laval, a 3-time New Jersey state champion. The Hornets have already finished their warm-ups. Stateliners are out on the mat, and we'll run down our starting lineups. We will begin the match tonight at 170 pounds, and that's where Hanover Park has weighed in Sebastian Basilino, a junior 8-9, and for Phillipsburg, it'll be either sophomore Austin Roth, who is 3-12, or senior Dan Fisher, 7-7. And at 182, either Roth or Fisher for Phillipsburg, against either Rory DeLuca, a senior 12-6, or sophomore Pasquale DiMalo, who is 1-11. And by the way, while we have a quick opportunity, our apologies to Phillipsburg freshman Cody Krutz, who wrestled last night up at 182, and we had misidentified him as Austin Roth. Cody, a freshman, and in his first varsity action for the Stateliners. 195, it'll be Gianluca Birnbaum for Hanover Park. He's a freshman, 2-0 against Phillipsburg senior Drew Horan, 20-4. 220, Daniel Jimenez for Hanover Park. He is a junior, 6-8 against Phillipsburg senior Robert Melise, 17-2. 285, Giancarlo Delano, a senior, 7-7 for Hanover Park against Phillipsburg senior Justin Caraballo. He is 6-11. At 106, Jake Bercese of Hanover Park, a freshman, 10-9, will face Phillipsburg junior Cohen Day, 17-5. 113, Dominic DiFrancescantanio for Hanover Park, a sophomore, 15-6 against Phillipsburg's Travis Jones, a sophomore, 14-6. 120, Mike Rubin for Hanover Park, a junior, 12-4 against Phillipsburg senior Tyrus Manley, 3-7. 126, Nick Romano, a state champ, will be out for Hanover Park. Right now everyone is standing as junior Kayla Avitable will sing our national anthem. Kayla Avitable with our national anthem here at the Phillipsburg High School gym. As I mentioned, 126, Nick Ramo for Hanover Park, the defending state champion, a sophomore, 15-1 against Phillipsburg sophomore Cody Harrison, 8-3. 132, Nick's older brother Lou Ramo, a senior, 17-4, 8th in the state a year ago, will face sophomore Kyle Tino, 6-10. 138, Sean Conley for Hanover Park, a junior, 9-3, or senior Mario Zecca, 6-5, against either Lance Wissing, a junior, 3-5, or junior Josh Ramos, who was 1-2. 145, either Conley or Zecca against Brian Meyer of Phillipsburg, a junior, 18-6, or sophomore Jason Zinsmeister, 5-9. At 152, either Meyer or Zinsmeister against Nick Zara, a sophomore, 9-6. And at 160, Hanover Park junior Matt Liberato, 13-6, against Phillipsburg junior Shamir Broders, who is 4-8. So we had a chance to talk with Coach Laval before the match tonight, and Jim, again, it comes down to some of those toss-up matches and who can get the upper hand.
Yeah, and bonus points are going to be big tonight. Hanover Park has enough studs in that lineup where they're going to get some bonus points, or hoping to get some bonus points. Phillipsburg's going to try to fend that off, and the Stateliners obviously have their guys that up top. They'd like to get some bonus points, and since we're starting at 170 tonight, the Stateliners would like to get off to a good start as we make the turn to go to 106, because after that, Hanover Park's going to be favored in a lot of bouts from 113 to 138, and again, the flip is going to be pretty big tonight here in a new gymnasium for Phillipsburg. The flip's going to decide who controls the matchups, where we can push some guys up or where Hanover Park decides to push some up.
Did notice, Jim, with Ed Mancinelli announcing the lineups, that Cody Krutz was announced. The state liner freshman who I mentioned made his varsity debut last night. So Cody Krutz could go at either 170 or 182. He's weighed in at 164.4. Anthony Zullo is our referee tonight, and he will be calling the captains and the coaches to the center of the mat. Anthony Zullo has done a lot of matches here at Phillipsburg, and one of the more respected officials in the state. So for those who think the flip is important, Hanover Park got it. So at 170, it should be Sebastian Basilino for Hanover Park, a junior 8 and 9. And for Phillipsburg, either Cody Krutz or Dan Fisher. And Phillipsburg is waiting for Hanover Park, so they chose odd to be out there first. Going to check in at the scorer's table. We'll wait for Ed Mancinelli to tell us who that is. It's going to be Dan Fisher for Phillipsburg. Okay, Dan Fisher, the senior, 7 and 7. Sebastian Basilino, a junior, 8 and 9. Right in the center of the mat, the state liners in their garnet singlets. Gray and white trim, a big white P on the chest. Hanover Park, the black and gold, predominantly black singlets with gold trim. 20 seconds in, no advantage here at 170. Basilino of Hanover Park, Dan Fisher of Phillipsburg. Wrestlers are tied up here with 30 seconds gone in the first. Fisher dives in at a double. Picks up Basilino and has the takedown. Fisher on top, 2-0. Fisher with a right hand tight waist, reaching inside for the left wrist. Up on his toes, riding out the left side. Phillipsburg coach Dave Post shedding the jacket in the first minute of action tonight. Fisher will cut him. 2-1 on the escape by Basilino. See if Fisher can set up that double again. Power shrug attempted by Basilino. He gets a takedown as Fisher's hands hit the mat. So Basilino leads by the score of 3-2. Fisher hand and a wrist locked behind Basilino's right knee. Trying to come out and face him and get the neutral and lock up the bout. Fisher now picking up on the right leg, wants to pull that through. Under 30 seconds to go. And they are off the mat in front of the Hanover Park bench with Fisher still underneath and 23 seconds to go in the first.
Basilino did a good job right there by keeping his ankle hooked behind the thigh of Fisher and then just hopped on his left leg. Off the mat they went for a fresh start. 23 seconds to go. Fisher trails 3-2.
That was the old Easton power shrug that he executed there to get the takedown. He's got both legs in on Fisher for a power half. Rolls. Fisher trying to turn back in. Basilino maintains control. Has the left leg in. Now throws the right leg in. And the first period going to end with Basilino on top, 3-2. Basilino goes underneath to start the second. Basilino in his first year as a starter. Fisher in his second for the State Liners. Fisher wrapping that left-hand tight waist around the right side. Works on the right arm, reaches inside for the right wrist. Fisher loses the wrist. Now trying to run a half from the right side. Underhooks the shoulder. Basilino stands and he's out. On the escape, Sebastian Basilino of Hanover Park on top, 4-2. Working takedowns again. Fisher hit a double leg. Basilino a power shrug. Kind of pawing at each other. They tie up. 1:10 to wrestle in the second. Just underway, Phillipsburg and Hanover Park Wrestling on StatelinerSports.com. Mike Moore, Jim Meglick bringing you all the action tonight. Again, working on trying to tie each other's wrists. 45 seconds here in the second. Fisher circles at the edge. Off the mat they go at 39 seconds.
Hanover Park got here a little late coming to the new Phillipsburg Gymnasium, so we didn't get a chance to talk to Coach Dave Post, but I'm sure with Hanover Park sending out first, this is one that Dave Post controlled. This is one he feels I would think he'd want to have here tonight.
Yep, I would agree. And this is, Hanover Park identifying that they had to get a couple out of 170, 182, and 285. 15 seconds to go here in the second. Fisher reaches for the right leg, can't pull it in. That'll do it for the second period with Basilino on top 4-2. Interesting choice for Fisher. He's going to go underneath.
And Basilino showed in that first period, once he got that shrug for the takedown, that he liked to throw the legs in, and Fisher was not close to coming out.
Gets the leg in again. And I'm not sure I would have taken this choice, but we'll see how it works out. Basilino with pressure on the head of Fisher. Half Nelson from the left side. Fisher trying to reach back for his left leg. Basilino trying to work a power half. Trying to get the right leg in. Fisher up on his toes, trying to spin on his head. Fisher still spinning. Basilino stays with him, hops right back on top. Gets the right leg in to try and take Fisher off his base, and stalling warning on top on Sebastian Basilino with 1:12 to go. Fisher underneath. Dan Fisher finishing third last year in the district. Honorable mention in this weight class, LehighValleyLive.com. Coming off an 8th place finish in the Hunter and Sussex Warren last weekend. Basilino has the left leg in. He's up a little high. Pressure on the head. Fisher trying to come out the back door, and Fisher has a reversal. And Fisher has tied the bout at 4 now with 50 seconds to go in regulation.
I'm wondering if he doesn't cut him right now.
Right in the center of the mat. Fisher trying to work a hazard tilt. 35 to go. Hazard tilt, 1 count, 2. Fisher's got back points. Anthony Zullo counted out a couple of back points with 25 seconds to go in regulation. Fisher is going to bring him back down to his stomach, but he still has the hazard tilt. 2 back points for Fisher. He's going to keep that left wrist tied up. 10 seconds to go. 2 back points for Fisher to go up 6-4, and he will win it on a strong final minute for Dan Fisher of Phillipsburg. Chose underneath, got a reversal, got 2 back points, and after 1, Phillipsburg leads Hanover Park 3-0.
All right, let me just say right now, I'm glad Dan Fisher couldn't hear my microphone as I was telling him I think it's time to cut him, because we know Dan Fisher's move is his double leg. Instead, he gets the reversal, the hazard tilt for 2 back points, and a strong ride at the end, keeping Sebastian Basilino down. And the Stateliners got the start they wanted, a decision at 170 pounds, and now we're going to go to 182.
Ed Mancinelli will tell us who's out there. Rory DeLuca for Hanover Park, and Cody Krutz for Phillipsburg. DeLuca's a senior, 12-6. Going to have a weight advantage over Krutz. DeLuca spins around for a takedown and leads 2-0. Driving a bar from the left side. Bars the left arm. Front of the scorer's table across the way. He has the right wrist. Now he wants to reach for a cross-face cradle. Got too far out in front, and they go off the mat with DeLuca out in front.
Rory DeLuca weighing in tonight at 183.7. Cody Krutz at 164.4. So about 19-pound at weight advantage here.
Right hand tight waist by DeLuca. So Hanover Park going to be a heavy favorite here at 182. DeLuca riding out the left side, takes the left wrist, Krutz to his knees. DeLuca has that wrist lock to the left side. Now scrambles around, keeping his weight high on the back of DeLuca and looking over to the Hanover Park bench for some instructions. Under a minute to go in the first. Looks for that cross-face cradle again. Controlling the left elbow, trying to reach behind the left knee. Krutz tried to step over top, and DeLuca maintains control. Again, riding out the left side. Takes Krutz right wrist. 30 seconds to go in the first. Now a power half. Doesn't have any legs in, though, with the power half. Krutz spins on his head. DeLuca comes around. Now he's trying to set up a spladle. Gives up on that. Now wants that power half again. Taking the right wrist, trying to turn Krutz to his left. Has his weight, I think, a little bit too far out in front to work that. Final 3 seconds. And after the first, DeLuca will lead Krutz 2-0. Rory DeLuca finishing second in the district last year for Hanover Park and third in this year's Mountain Lakes tournament. He was 18-7 a year ago, 7-16 as a sophomore. He chooses underneath to start the second. There's a caution on DeLuca. DeLuca will get set. Anthony Zullo saying something to the Hanover Park bench. DeLuca's ready.
Yeah, they asked if they were green or red on the wristband for who got the caution.
I see. He stands, running around the mat. Krutz takes him off across the way. 7 seconds in. Krutz adjusts a knee pad on the left knee. DeLuca's ready. Krutz, DeLuca stands right away. He's out. On the escape, DeLuca looking for a bear hug or a headlock, has a takedown, and he'll lead 5-0 on the escape and takedown. So DeLuca has a pair of takedowns and an escape. Optional start is indicated by DeLuca. He will cut Krutz. It's 5-1. He's going to try and muscle the Phillipsburg freshman, and they're off the mat just to our left. Minute 35 to go in the second.
And you can definitely see the size difference between these two. We mentioned the 19 pounds, and DeLuca's got a strong-looking upper body.
A headlock, steps across with the headlock. He's got Krutz on his back in the fall. A headlock in 2:33 for Rory DeLuca of Hanover Park. And the Hornets lead Phillipsburg 6-3.
Well, we just got done talking about his upper body, and he used it right there as he headlocked Krutz for the fall in the second period. And Hanover Park's got their first win of the night, and it's with bonus points.
Drew Horan, Phillipsburg senior, is out at 195. He's a senior, 20-4. And this, we believe, according to the coach, would be Gianluca Birnbaum. Could also be DeMilo.
Little discussion going on over at the scorer's table.
One of the longer check-in. Yeah, it's Birnbaum. Freshman 2-0 against Drew Horan. Horan's a heavy favorite here. Birnbaum weighed in at 187.8. Horan works on his right wrist. 15 seconds gone, no advantage. Horan weighs 194. Off the mat they go in front of the Phillipsburg bench across the way with 1:36 in the first. Horan counted on for bonus points here. A nice throw coming off his back quickly as Birnbaum, but a takedown and it's 2-0. Horan has the left wrist pulled across the body, trying to pick up and stack up Birnbaum. Up on his toes, gives up on that. Now it's reach for a cross-face cradle, gives up on that. Horan will cut him. Tries to work a throw. Maintains control. Now he'll cut him. Now it's 2-1. So I think Horan's going to try and do this, try to pin him from his feet. 2-1 Horan over Birnbaum here with 53 seconds to go at 195. Power shrug. Wrapped around the head. Horan got off balance. Now a bear hug. Horan has the bear hug. Has Birnbaum on his back. Horan on the left shoulder to get more weight as Anthony Zullo looks in, and Birnbaum manages to scramble off his back. That'll be a 5-point play for Horan, who is looking for a cement job and are off the mat with 32 seconds. So it is 7-1 Horan after the 5-point play.
Nice bear hug right there by Horan. Wasn't able to get the weight distribution he needed to keep the shoulder down at Birnbaum, but with the 5-point play, he leads 7-1.
Horan, left hand tight waist. Reaches for the left wrist. Going to try and pick him up and throw him to his back. Again, Birnbaum able to scramble out of that. 20 seconds to go. Horan for the right wrist and wanted to, again, stack him up. 3 seconds to go. And Horan will ride out the first period ahead 7-1. The choice goes to Birnbaum. He defers. Horan takes neutral to start the second. Fakes the ankle pick on the whistle. One at a power shrug, now dives in on the leg. Birnbaum trying to set up a throw. Horan counters that. Horan spinning around from behind and takes Birnbaum to his back. Now has to pull him back onto the wrestling surface. Ties up the arm. Body press on the left shoulder. Horan trying to reset it as looking in is Anthony Zullo. And the fall. 2:34 for Drew Horan. We are through 3, and Phillipsburg regains the lead at 9-6. Now Robert Melise at 220. State runner-up a year ago, senior 17-2. Daniel Jimenez for Hanover Park. He is a junior 6-8. Melise will be a big favorite here. In right away on a double is Melise. He's behind Jimenez, picks him up, drops him to his knees. Melise has a takedown and leads 2-0. Melise reaching inside for the left wrist. Off the mat they go, right in front of our StatelinerSports.com microphones with 1:45 to go in the first.
These two wrestled last year when Phillipsburg defeated Hanover Park 43-25, and Melise was a winner by fall in 12 seconds.
Melise picking up win number 100 in his career against 19 losses last night. He has barred the left arm. Reaches inside. He's going to go for a double arm bar. Nope, now he's going to drive him over and rolling on through. Now he bars the other arm. Picks up on the head. Body press by Meliz. Looking in is Anthony Zullo. And the fall. 39 seconds for Robert Meliz. We are through 4. It's Phillipsburg 14 and Hanover Park 6. So now one of the key bouts of the night. 285, Justin Caraballo for Phillipsburg, a senior 6-11. Giancarlo Delano for Hanover Park. He's a senior 7-7. Caraballo weighs 267.8. Delano 281.1. Caraballo pressing down in the head. He's looking for a cement job. Caraballo trying to horse Delano down to his knees. They break apart. Kind of pawing at each other. Caraballo trying to pressure down in the head. Now he's around the head. Trying to snap him down. Can't do it. 30 seconds gone. No advantage here at 285. Phillipsburg winning the toss-up bout at 170, and 182, 195, and 220 have gone the way I think 99.9% of the people in the gym would have thought.
Yep, and this is the toss-up, as you mentioned, at 285, and Caraballo has tried on numerous matches that we've called here to try to snap the head down and try to bring his opponent to the mat, and so far tonight, not successful.
He has been the aggressor, again trying to snap him down. Takes him off the mat across the way. 55 seconds in the first. State Liner assistant coach Brian Kopeski, who works with a lot of the bigger wrestlers, shouting instructions across the way. Caraballo again trying to push down on the head and tie up the left wrist of Delano. And I'm sorry, that's Delano. Want to make sure I get that right. Off the mat, back to the center at 33 seconds.
I'm sure Caraballo last year in the wrestler room saw a lot of this, trying to snap the head down, working out with Kyle Northnagel.
Caraballo looks to underhook the left shoulder, now around the head, trying to snap Delano to his knees. Got him off balance, tried to hit a throw, but they're off the mat. Stalling warning against Delano. First warning. "15 seconds to go in the first. And Caraballo got poked in the left eye. Kind of yelled as he came out of there. That's with 10.4 seconds to go. He's okay. And referee Anthony Zullo saying, you know, if you're going to tap up at the forehead. Don't be tapping at the eyes. To Delano. First period ends scoreless at 285. Hanover Park's choice. They're going to go down. I think Delano just took a piece of tape or something off his shoes. He's ready. Gets set, hands and knees. Now Caraballo. Right hand, Caraballo tries to pick up on the ankle, and out in 3 seconds is Delano. He leads 1-0. Dave Post telling Caraballo to take the action to him and try to get another stalling call if he can, and he has been the aggressor. Just looking for an inside tie. Caraballo is the one who's been doing the pushing. Trying to snap down in the head. 30 seconds gone in the second. Looking for a bear hug. At the edge, they're off. minute 23.
I think right now, if Caraballo was to go at him right now and try to snap that head down again, you might get a stalling call right here.
And it's Caraballo who's doing the pushing. He has the head, trying to snap him down to his knees. A stalling call will give Caraballo a point, and it's 1-1. Caraballo's going to try to get control of that head and set up a cement job if he can. 1 minute to go, second period. 1-1 bout at 285. Phillipsburg leads the match 15-6. We're at the 5th of 14. Caraballo's around the head, trying to snap him down. Off the mat they go. Dave Post up and shouting instructions along with Brian Kopeski.
Yeah, he wants to snap the head down. He wants to lock his arms under the shoulder then and try to snap him down. 40 seconds to go here in the second period. 1-1 bout.
Caraballo again looking for an inside tie around the head. Snaps down. Trying to spin around behind, and Caraballo has a takedown. He leads 3-1. Looking for a power half with 20 seconds to go. Wants to get out the right side and turn Giancarlo Delano to his left. Final 10 seconds. I don't think there's any way now that Caraballo will go underneath in the third. Stalling call. It is 4-1 as the period ends.
No, he's got to go neutral.
Dave Post emphatically tells him to go neutral. 4-1 Caraballo. It is Delano who has to be the aggressor here. Delano again, I'm sorry. Again, Caraballo doing the pushing. Around the head, they pop out of that. Hanover Park coaches exhorting Delano, I'm sorry, it's 2 or 3 times, to press the action. 1:20 to go in the bout. Caraballo again tries to snap down on the head, looking for an inside tie. Around the head, backs up at the edge. They're off the mat in front of the Phillipsburg bench with 1:05 to go. Delano looks a little tired. 1 minute to go in the bout. Caraballo with a 4-1 lead. Around the head again, trying to horse. And he does spin around behind. Caraballo gets a takedown on Delano and leads 6-1. See if Caraballo can turn him. Has him flattened out. Wants to try and keep him on the mat because he could not hold him before in the referee's position. 30 seconds to go. Caraballo trying to pick up on the left ankle, and they go off the mat at 24 seconds.
You know, even without a bonus point here, this is a big match for the state liner, so Caraballo's got to be smart with the final 24 seconds here in this bout.
Delano gets set. Caraballo, right hand, tight waist, left elbow. That's a caution on Delano. And do we have a little... Well, that piece of what we thought tape, another piece now being taken off the mat. Caraballo tries to pick up on the ankle. Delano is out. 20 seconds to go. 6-2, Caraballo. Down to 10. Caraballo looking for that cement job. Look for an ankle pick. Caraballo will win a decision for the State Liners, 6-2 at 285. We're through 5. It's Phillipsburg 18 and Hanover Park 6. 106. It'll be Cullen Day for Phillipsburg, a junior, 17-5. Jake Persis is a freshman, 10-9. Day, a junior, 17-5. Coach Laval telling us before the match that he wanted to try and limit the damage here. Didn't expect to win, but was hopeful that he would not give up some bonus points. 10 seconds in, no advantage. Cullen Day ranked 8th in the state. He's tied up the left wrist of Persis. Dives in on the right leg. Persis draped over top of Day in front of the scorer's table in a spladle type move, and are off the mat neutral to minute 27.
Wasn't sure which way that was going to go. Persis looks like he was in for a cradle on Day, and then Day came out the back door, and off the mat they went. Minute 25 to go, scoreless first.
Day works on tying up the right wrist of Persis. Day may be trying to set up a Russian tie. Day looking for the power shrug. Can't finish. Off the mat they go, neutral to minute 3 in the first.
Cullen Day last night got a technical fall over Greg Slipka of Warren Hills. That put Phillipsburg in front 33-21 after 12 bouts. The State Liners went on to defeat Warren Hills 37-24.
Phillipsburg ranked 5th in the state by both NJ.com and the New Jersey Wrestling Writers Association. Day trying to spin around to Persis's right. Thought about shrugging him. Persis hanging on to Day's upper right arm, so he can't. Now Day's looking for a butt drag. Has a low leg cradle. Breaks that, but a takedown for Day's on top 2-0. Hanover Park is ranked 11th by the Wrestling Writers, 12th by NJ.com. Day with control of that left wrist with 15 seconds to go in the first. Trying to set up a hazard tilt. Day riding out the right side, 3 seconds to wrestle. And he will ride out the first ahead 2-0. State Liners with a lead 18-6. Hanover Park expected to do well from 113 through 138. Persis chooses top to start the second. Day getting set. Has wraps around both his elbows, pad on his left knee. Day stands. Persis trying to throw the legs in, stopped potentially dangerous as he got both legs in. Day stands. Persis drops down to the left leg. Day tried to hop away. Persis gets the left leg in. Right leg, Day tried to stand, brought down to his knees. Persis trying to work a power half, and Day's trying to shake him off the top and come out the back door. Day trying to push on the right elbow. Persis maintaining control. Leg wrapped around Cullen Day, now trying to stretch him out. Minute 15 to wrestle in the second. Cullen Day of Phillipsburg on top 2-0. He's underneath here in the second period. Anthony Zullo looking in intently at the action, calls a stalemate with a minute 1 to go in the second.
Right now, Cullen Day's got to do, he's got to stand, he's got to catch the leg, or he's got to control the wrist as he comes up right now to try to get out here. He got the opening takedown for the 2-0 lead, and that's where we're at right now, a minute 1 to go.
Persis weighs 105.2. Day trying to come out and face him. Trying to pry the left hand off. Day has not been awarded a neutral yet. he'll get the neutral as the action is stopped, stalemated. So Day now leads 3-0, and they'll work takedowns. Cullen Day weighs 109.1, Bercease 105.2. Half a shot by Bercease, 30 seconds to wrestle in the second. Day ducking under to the right leg behind the knee. Bercease trying to hang on through the crotch. Still no advantage here with 10 seconds to go in the second. Day trying to step across to get the takedown. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1, and he will not be able to finish as Bercease stayed locked through the crotch. It's 3-0 Day through 2. Day says he wants neutral in the third. Bercease with half a shot. Day ties up with him. 15 seconds gone here in the third. Day takes him off the mat, back to the center at a minute 41. 18-6 Phillipsburg. We're in the 6th of 14. Bercease with a shot at the left leg of Day. Day missed on an ankle pick. Bercease able to fight that off. Day takes him off the mat across the way at a minute 23.
So right now, Phillipsburg got 170, which was a toss-up that they wanted to get, and they got 285. Now we're hoping to get this one at 106 here for the State Liners, and we should have a good one at 113.
Day with a front head and arm. Trying to come around to the left on Bercease. Stalemate called by Anthony Zullo with a minute 6 to go in the bout. Bercease with a shot in. Day sprawls.
1 minute to wrestle, 1 minute.
Day trying to work a butt drag, spin around to the right on Bercease. Day's up on his toes, trying to spin around the side, and is Bercease hanging on to those upper arms. Day unable to do anything with him with 45 seconds to go in the bout.
Yeah, once Bercease has been underneath Day, he's been able to lock arms on Day, and Day has not been able to shrug or butt drag.
Day in on the right leg. Bercease in a sitting position and locked through the crotch. Day will try and pick up on the left leg and try to tilt him towards his back, so he has to give it up. Now Day's going to try and pick him up, take him over top. 25 seconds to go in the bout. Day still trying to come out the back side on Bercease. 15 seconds to go. Bercease hanging on to Day's leg. Day turns in, and Day has a takedown with 7 seconds to go. And he'll go up 5-0. And that will be the final at 106. So no bonus, but a 5-0 win for Cullen Day of Phillipsburg. We are through 6. Phillipsburg 21 and Hanover Park 6. Phillipsburg has 3 regular decisions, a pair of falls. Hanover Park has a fall. So for the State Liners, Travis Jones at 113 and Dom DiFrancescantonio for Hanover Park. Jones tried to get in on the left leg. DiFrancescantonio blocks that off, tries to step across Jones. Jones rolls on through. Still no advantage here. DiFrancescantonio has his legs wrapped around Jones. He's trying to come out the back door. Anthony Zullo indicating still no advantage. See if Jones can come out the back door for a takedown here. And it is stopped, potentially dangerous.
No, it's a penalty point. He had his legs locked across the body. Penalty point for Jones.
Figure 4?
Yes.
So Jones is on top, 1-0. And we're going to get to a little leg injury for Dom DiFrancescantonio of Hanover Park.
These two met at the Beast of the East, and DiFrancescantonio defeated Jones 11-9. And Travis Jones has really turned it up for the State Liners. Very improved wrestler.
See Urco Community Federal Credit Union to help consolidate your bills, spruce up the house, or take that well-deserved vacation. Low-cost personal loans are available up to $15,000 with pickup in as little as 24 hours. Apply online at urcocu.com or call 908-859-1811, extension 204. Stop by the Phillipsburg or Easton offices or visit www.urcocu.com and see what a difference Urco Credit Union can make. Federally insured by NCUA. DiFrancescantonio has Jones' right leg. Jones with pressure on the head with just under a minute to wrestle here in the first. Jones has to try to dive away from him, and DiFrancescantonio will get the takedown. He leads Jones 2-1. Jones is trying to set up a Peterson. Tries to spin around, and DiFrancescantonio catches Jones. Jones rolled on through, no 2 count. Jones does wrestle dangerously, and that can happen to him underneath. DiFrancescantonio trying to set up a power half. Has that right arm well extended. Under 30 seconds to go. Half Nelson from the right, taking the left wrist. Legs in, trying to turn Jones to his left. Try to tie up both arms. 13 seconds to go. Dave Post up and screaming as he takes Jones over to his back. 6 seconds to go. Jones trying to bridge, 2 seconds, 1, and he will survive the period. 3 back points, and Dave Post wants to talk to Anthony Zullo.
Yeah, he thought it should have been stopped, potentially dangerous the way his arm was.
Dave Post motioning over in front of the scorer's table. Did Phillipsburg just get a warning?
They did.
The choice goes to DiFrancescantonio. He'll go underneath. 5-1 DiFrancescantonio after 1. Jones trying to bar the left arm. DiFrancescantonio tried to sit through. Jones maintaining control. Has a leg in. DiFrancescantonio tried to roll. Jones stays right with him. Jones trying to work a hazard tilt. Trying to turn DiFrancescantonio to his left. Jones trying to get a leg in to facilitate that hazard. Now we'll get him back to his knees and try it again. DiFrancescantonio frees the wrist. Jones, right hand tight waist, reaches across for the right wrist. Loses it. DiFrancescantonio tries to sit. Jones stays with him. Trying to tilt DiFrancescantonio to his left. Picks him up, trying to stack him up. DiFrancescantonio, 1 count, 2, 3. Couple of back points coming for Jones, which will cut the advantage to 5-4. Back points, or correction, 5-3. Back points awarded. 5-3, DiFrancescantonio. 35 seconds to go in the second. Jones trying to work a hazard. DiFrancescantonio hanging on to Jones's upper left arm. Jones tries to tilt him to his left.
Jones needs to watch his hips.
DiFrancescantonio trying to step across him. Jones in a little bit of trouble here. Now he checks DiFrancescantonio back. Got a 1 count, that's all. Jones riding out the left side, trying to work a hazard. 1 count, 2. And he'll get 2 back points as the second period comes to an end. It is 5-5, and Jones will choose top here in the third. So DiFrancescantonio chose bottom in the second, and that cost him Jones turned him twice. Now Jones chooses top in the third. Caution, caution on Travis Jones. Little quick on that left elbow. Jones breaks him down. Chops at the left elbow. Reaches across for the right elbow. I think it's important for Jones to keep him on the mat. Picks up the left leg. DiFrancesco Antonio tries to sit through. Jones trying to set up a power half. Turn DiFrancesco Antonio to his left. Jones is up a little high. Jones still in control. DiFrancesco Antonio trying to pop out of that power half, and he does. Gets a reversal. DiFrancesco Antonio with the reversal goes on top 7-5. Throws the right leg in. Traps the right leg of Jones, trying to get the left leg in. That is stopped, potentially dangerous by Anthony Zullo with 1:06 to go in the bout. 7-5 lead for DiFrancesco Antonio of Hanover Park. Defending district champ, that's a caution on DiFrancesco Antonio. Defending district champ, region runner-up, 7th in the Beast, 6th in the Escape the Rock. Jones trying to set up a roll, and he's got the reversal. Jones has tied it at 7. Trying to turn with a hazard tilt. DiFrancesco Antonio at 50 seconds to go in regulation. Tied at 7. DiFrancesco Antonio trying to sit out. Arches his back. Jones tried to check him back. Jones is up a little high. 35 seconds to go in regulation.
30 seconds, 30.
Bout tied at 7. DiFrancesco Antonio stands. Jones takes him off at 25 seconds to go.
Travis Jones looked like he was going to go for a Peterson. Instead, he came out the side door and got the reversal. But now he's got 25.3 seconds to keep DiFrancesco Antonio down or turn him.
Trying to break him down, taking that near wrist. DiFrancesco Antonio reaching back for the head. Jones chops at that left arm. DiFrancesco Antonio trying to hip over Jones. 10 seconds to go. Jones wrapping around a leg. DiFrancesco Antonio stands. Jones keeping the leg. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and we'll go overtime, 7-7. I would say the advantage here, though, is DiFrancesco Antonio. We'll see. Ties up the left wrist of Jones. 10 seconds into the overtime. Jones tried to sweep a leg, got off balance. DiFrancesco Antonio spins behind and gets the takedown in 16 seconds of overtime. So DiFrancesco Antonio wins the decision 9-7 in overtime. We are halfway through. It's Phillipsburg 21 and Hanover Park 9.
Very entertaining bout there at 113. Now we're going to go to 120.
Mike Rubin for Hanover Park. He's a junior, 12-4. Phillipsburg, Tyrus Manley, a senior, 3-7. Rubin tried to set up a power shrug. Off the mat they go, 14 seconds in.
Look back at that last bout there, and Travis Jones, when Coach Dave Post was at the table, the difference was those 3 back points that were awarded. Anthony Zullo did not stop the bout for potentially dangerous. He allowed it to continue, and Jones was put on his back for 3 points.
Rubin looking for a headlock. Manley fights that off, then he looked for a lateral drop, lost it, and Manley got the takedown to lead 2-0. So Rubin, headlock to a lateral drop, missed it. Manley got the takedown. Manley looking for a cross-face cradle. Right in front of our StatelinerSports.com microphones. They go off with 1:15 to wrestle in the first.
Hanover Park with 5 takedowns in this bout, in this match, and the Stateliners with 10.
Rubin weighs 122.8. There is a caution on Rubin. Manley 121.2. Rubin ready. Stands right away. Manley trying to drop down to the right leg, has to cut him on the escape. 2-1 Manley. Barrel roll by Rubin. Manley stepping on through that. Manley has a takedown, has Rubin on his back. I don't think he got a 2 count. Rubin able to belly down. Manley on top 4-1, fighting off a pair of Rubin takedown attempts to get one of his own. Manley riding right on the back of Rubin. Reaches inside for the right wrist. Trying to underhook the left shoulder, turn Rubin to his left. Final 13 seconds. Manley got up a little high. Rubin's out the back door. On the escape, it's 4-2. Final 5 seconds here of the first. Rubin again trying to set up a throw. And they'll go end of the period. 4-2, Tyrus Manley after 1. Manley will go underneath.
So Tyrus Manley, a pair of takedowns in that first period. He leads 4-2 and he goes down to start the second.
Tyrus, honorable mention, LehighValleyLive.com, the Express Times in this weight class. Rubin tried to get the right leg in. Manley stands, tries to pull the hands apart. He has an escape in 9 seconds, and Manley leads 5-2. Rubin trying to set up a throw right in front of the Hanover Park bench as they go off the mat at 1:38. Rubin finished second in the Mountain Lakes Holiday Tournament. He was 13-8 a year ago. Rubin trying to underhook Manley's right shoulder. Ankle pick by Manley. Off the mat, no advantage at 1:20.
That would have been a big takedown right there. It would put Manley up 7-2. Instead, it's 5-2, 1:20 to go. Second period.
Again, Rubin wants to throw. Manley trying to step on through that, and Manley horses Rubin to his back. Rubin comes off his back. 2-1. Manley with a takedown, Rubin with an escape. It is 7-3. Front head and arm by Rubin. Off the mat they go in front of the Hanover Park bench.
So Manley's had Rubin on his back twice without getting any back points, but both times he had him was when Rubin attempted the takedown and Manley countered.
And Rubin got in deep on the legs and got a takedown. It's 7-5. Cut him, says the Hanover Park bench. The escape, Manley leads 8-5. Dives in a double, Manley sprawls. Manley front head and arm and looking for a low leg cradle. Manley trying to spin around. Rubin has Manley's left leg at the ankle, hooks that leg and gets a takedown. It is 8-7 Manley. Manley to his feet, pries the hands apart and leads 9-7 with 13 seconds to go in the second. They have each countered the other one
very
for
well.
Takedowns.
Yes, and it's going to be Rubin's choice in the third as we go to the third. Manley leads 9-7.
Rubin goes underneath. Phillipsburg leads the match 21-9. We're at 120, or the 8th of 14.
And this is one Hanover Park thought they would get.
Sit out and turn in by Rubin. Manley trying to maintain control. Does. Countered that Rubin sit out, turn in. Manley reaches inside for the left wrist. Manley trying to bar the left arm. Manley bars the left arm, takes the right wrist up on his toes to try to drive the bar. Right now, Rubin on his knees. Manley trying to flatten him out, take him off his knees. Got out a little high. Now he's out in front of Rubin. Rubin trying to come up to his feet. Manley still in control, and Manley picks the ankle. Manly still in control. They are head to toe right now with 1:05 to go. Manly trying to come back and maintain control here. Wrestlers head to toe. 55 seconds to go. Rubin trying to come out the back door on Manly for a reversal. He gets it with 50 seconds to go. And it is 9-9. Manly comes out. It's 10-9. They're back to the center with 40 seconds to go. Rubin looking up at the clock. Rubin pushes in on Manly in front of the state liner bench. Off the mat at 29.3. 10-9 lead for Manly. Dives in on a double. Manly sprawling. Locks his hands around the right thigh of Rubin. Trying to picks that leg up. Manly has the right leg up in the air. 15 seconds to go in regulation. Looking for a flying cement is Rubin. Manly has the legs. Manly's near a takedown. Manly gets the takedown with 6 seconds to go, and he will win it. 12-9, Tyrus Manly of Phillipsburg at 120. We are through 8. It is Phillipsburg 24 and Hanover Park 9.
Wow, how big of a decision was that for the state liners here in this match? And Tyrus Manly needed a match like that under his belt to get him some confidence here. He's been hitting some tough kids, and he came through for the state liners tonight in a big way.
Defending state champion Nick Ramo, runner-up Nick Ramo, is out for Hanover Park at 126. He is a sophomore, 15-1. Cody Harrison of Phillipsburg, the transfer from Warren Hills, is a sophomore, 8-3. Ramo trying to work a Russian tie. Underhooking the left arm of Harrison. Front of the scorer's table. Harrison pops his head out of that, circles back in. Harrison taps at the head of Ramo. Ramo, a sophomore. Already heavily recruited and escaped the Rock champ last weekend. He was a beast runner-up, and at both to Klebov of Northampton. In on a double is Ramo, and he gets the takedown. Beats Harrison 2-0, and he's going to cut Harrison at the edge. 2-1, so they're off the mat. 51 seconds to wrestle in the first. 2-1 lead for Nick Ramo of Hanover Park over Phillipsburg's Cody Harrison at 126. Tries to snap down. They're off at 40 seconds. Harrison pushing in on Ramo and circling to Harrison's left. Under 30 seconds, dives in at Ramo's legs, trying to keep a hand and a wrist locked behind the right knee. Ramo draped over top, reaching across for the right ankle on Harrison. 10 seconds to wrestle here. It's trying to pry those hands apart and spin around to Harrison's right. Ramo steps across Harrison and gets a takedown with 1 second to go. And Ramo leads 4-1 after one. That was quite a counter there right before the buzzer.
It was. Cody had his hands locked behind the knee of Ramo, and Ramo came out with, like you said, 1 second to go and got the takedown.
Ramo, district and region champ a year ago when he was 30-2. 15-1 so far this season. Right hand tight waist, left elbow. Harrison picks up the left ankle, trying to break down Ramo. Ramo tries to turn in and switch. Harrison takes him off 11 seconds in to the second. State Liners on top, 24-9. We're at 126, or the 9th of 14. Ramo tries to stand on the whistle. Harrison reaches across for the right wrist. Ramo sits, turns in. Harrison's going to give him 1. On the escape, it is 5-1, Ramo. Tries to underhook Harrison's left shoulder. Controlling the right arm right above the elbow. Right in front of our StatelinerSports.com microphones. They're off in 1:18.
Yeah, Nick Ramo lost to Brandon Cray of Steinert last year in the finals, and big thing there was Brandon Cray needed the ultimate tiebreaker to get by in the semifinals over Shane Metzler of West Morris. That was an 8-7 score.
It was West Morris of District and Region 1 a year ago. Wrestlers are tied up. 1 minute to go in the second. Ramo with 2 takedowns and an escape. Now looking for a cradle on Harrison at the edge in front of the scorer's table. Anthony Zullo says you're off the mat, no advantage, 45 seconds to go.
Yeah, Cody did a smart thing right there. He extended his left foot and put it onto the wood floor, which automatically stops it. And Ramo was not able to get the control or the takedown, but he still leads 5-1 with 40 seconds to go in the second.
Ramo doing the pushing on Harrison at the edge, tries to snap him down. He's got a headlock and a takedown. Has Harrison on his back. Gives up on that, but it is a 4-point play, and Ramo leads 9-1. Takes Harrison's left wrist with 15 seconds to go.
Cody did a good job working the arm across the body there to come off his back.
Cross-face cradle by Ramo. Cannot take Harrison over with 0.8 of a second to go in the second. Ramo with a 9-1 advantage after 2. Choice belongs to Harrison, and he will go underneath in the third. Optional start indicated by Ramo. Looks for a front head and arm. There's the escape for Harrison. And it's 9-2. Just underway in the third. Harrison circles back in. Hanover Park fans want Harrison hit for stalling. There have been no calls in the bout. Ramo trying to underhook now. Trying to get around the head, set up a throw of Harrison. Headlock, and he throws him to his back. Harrison trying to bridge. Trying to come off Harrison, and the fall with a headlock for Nick Ramo in 4:42. So the falls are now even at 2. And we are through 9. It is Phillipsburg 24, Hanover Park 15. Now the older brother, Lou Ramo, a senior, 17-4, against Kyle Tino of Phillipsburg, a sophomore, 6-10. 5 bouts remaining. Stateliners by 9.
And these two met last year, and Lou Ramo pinned Kyle Tino in the second period in 3:17.
Tino in on a double. Ramo trying to throw Tino over top. Still no advantage. Tino trying to settle for a single now behind the right knee. Ramo trying to spladle Tino, and he's got him in a spladle. Looking in is referee Anthony Zullo. All kinds of time, and the fall with a spladle in 38 seconds. It is now Phillipsburg 24, Hanover Park 21 through 10. Go to 138. We'll see if this is Sean Conley or Marco Zecca for Hanover Park. I believe he said Sean Conley.
He did. Sean Conley and Josh Ramos.
Ramos is a junior 1 and 2, just back into action after a shoulder injury. Working up high. Break apart with no advantage or off the mat. So the first action in a long time for Josh Ramos. Across the mat in front of the scorer's table, they go off no advantage, 29 seconds in. So the bounce, Phillipsburg has won 6. Hanover Park has won 4. Hanover Park with 3 falls, Phillipsburg with 2. There's a headlock by Conley. Has Ramos on his back, trying to get more on the right shoulder as Ramos tries to bridge. Anthony Zullo looking in. Ramos, the fall with a headlock in 51 for Conley. And Hanover Park has the lead, 27-24, with 3 bouts to go. That is their 4th fall. Waiting for Hanover Park to come out first here at 145. 3-point lead for Hanover Park. Marco Zecca. Zecca, a senior, 6 and 5. Jason Zinsmeister, a sophomore, 5 and 9 for Phillipsburg. So 3 consecutive falls by Hanover Park have given the Hornets the lead at 27-24. Wrestlers tying up each other's wrist. Off the mat they go, 21 seconds in.
Well, looking at what we have left here, you would think Phillipsburg would need 145 and 152 from Brian Myers, and they're going to need some bonus points, you would think, because at 160, Hanover Park is going to be favored at 160 with Matt Liberato.
Zecca weighs 153.9. Zinsmeister at 142. Duck under attempted by Zecca. They're off the mat at 1:14. So the meat of that Hanover Park lineup, barrel roll, look well, in on a leg is Zinsmeister. Zecca's around the head of Zinsmeister. Zinsmeister trying to horse him through, and Zinsmeister gets the takedown to lead 2-0. Off the mat right in front of the Hanover Park bench. Hanover Park at 120 after losing to Tyrus Manley. Phillipsburg had won 6 straight from Horan at 195 through Manley at 120. But then the state runner-up, Nick Ramo, a fall at 126. Lou Ramo, 8th place finisher a year ago, a Splato in 38 seconds. And then a headlock for Sean Conley over Josh Ramos. And it's 27-24, Hanover Park. Zinsmeister riding. Trying to gets the left leg in. Pressure on the head of Zecca. Zinsmeister trying to set up a power half. 25 seconds to go here. Keeps the pressure on the head. Trying to turn Zecca to his right. Zinsmeister has that leg in there, has him flattened out, but unable to budge him so far. 5 seconds to go here in the first. Stalemate is called. by referee Anthony Zullo with 4 seconds remaining.
Last year's match, Brian Meyer defeated Marco Zecco by a major decision, 16-6. We'll see Brian Meyer next for the Stateliners, going against Nick Zaro, a sophomore, 9-6.
Zecca stands. Zinsmeister immediately brings him back down, rides out the first ahead 2-0. Zinsmeister will be underneath to start the second. Optional start indicated by Zecca, and he will cut Zinsmeister right away. 3-0 Zinsmeister. Working takedowns here in the second. Zinsmeister fought off a headlock, slipped a headlock attempt by Zecca in the first to get a takedown. 20 seconds in here in the second, no advantage. Wrestlers break apart. They tie up. There's Zecca trying to hit that throw again. Zinsmeister threw it, tries to drag his toes and spin around behind him off the mat. So Zinsmeister was ready for the throw.
He was, and I'm sure from watching the past couple wrestlers from Hanover Park, they've been throwing Phillipsburg to their back the last couple bouts.
Zinsmeister looked for a barrel roll, spinning around, has a takedown. Zecca stands, tries to pull those hands apart. Zinsmeister will take him off. So Zinsmeister is ahead 5-0. 1:07 to go in the second. Zinsmeister looking over to Dave Post for some instruction. Zinsmeister trying to get that leg in as Zecca stands. Zinsmeister brings him back down. Zecca stands. Zinsmeister takes him off in front of the Phillipsburg bench at 59 seconds.
Phillipsburg would love to see some bonus points right here with Brian Meyer next. Brian Meyer, if Zinsmeister could ever get a bonus point here, it would put up the Stateliners up 28-27 with Brian Meyer. Then Meyer could ice the match with a fall, a technical fall, and it would be in Hanover Park's situation to win this match.
Zecca got caught in a roll, and as Zinsmeister takes him to, he's going to get a couple of back points, but the right leg all twisted up on Marco Zecca. It was stopped, and he's in some discomfort with that right knee. Going to be a couple of back points as he got caught in a roll and got caught. His leg got caught with Zinsmeister, and as Zinsmeister is trying to drive him to his back. Yeah. So Phillipsburg trainer Dwayne Breida is out there along with the Hanover Park coaches.
And even when Anthony Zullo stopped the match for potentially dangerous, the leg was actually over Zinsmeister's chest, and it took the wrestlers a few seconds to even separate. Zinsmeister gave him the chance to extend his leg. He puffed his chest backwards to allow the leg to even separate, and now they're working on the right knee.
That was one of the assistant coaches who actually helped kind of pry them apart, because Zinsmeister really couldn't move either in the position that he was in, and I think they were afraid. You know, I'm reading something into that there, but you know, with the knee, it was in a very awkward looking position. Zecca communicating with Dwayne Breida. The injury clock is down to 15 seconds.
He's not wincing anymore while Dwayne's working on the knee. That's a good sign.
120.
Now you may hear a buzzer. Yep, that's the injury clock. With 48.3 seconds to go. And they are going to help him to his feet. And
they're not going to allow him to continue?
He wants to wrestle.
I think Anthony Zullo is saying the time ran out.
All right, he will injury default. Jason Zinsmeister will win by injury default at 145. And Phillipsburg goes out in front 30-27 as we go to 152. And if Brian Meyer can get bonus points, he would put the match away for the Stateliners. Meyer's out. He is a junior, 18-6. Nick Zara's a sophomore, 9-6. Pretty unfortunate set of circumstances for the Hornets as they had to injury default at 145, and that's 6 huge team points at this point. Meyer's in on a double. Stop stalemate called by referee Anthony Zullo.
Nick Zara was up at 152 in last year's bout, and he was decisioned by Chris Ruiz 9-2.
Meyer tapping at the head of Zara. He dives in. Meyer sprawls. Meyer looking for a front hand and arm, spins back around to Zara's left, and Meyer has a takedown to lead 2-0. Meyer will cut him. It's 2-1. Working takedowns again. Meyer's in on the left leg behind the knee. Trying to take, he's got the takedown. Meyer with a takedown, his second. He leads 4-1. Meyer has the leg trapped, left leg trapped, pulling across the body. Reaches inside for the left wrist. Wants to try and cup him under the chin and turn him to his left. Off the mat right in front of our StatelinerSports.com microphones with 39 seconds to go in the first. Mike Moore along with Jim Meglick here, the Phillipsburg High School gym. Stateliners leading Hanover Park 30-27, 13th of 14. Meyer gives Zara an escape. It is 4-2 Meyer. Tapping at each other's forehead with under 30 seconds to go. Meyer missed on an ankle pick. Meyer tried to catch. Zara set up a throw here, controlling the right wrist. They're off in front of the Hanover Park bench at 19 seconds.
Be nice to see Brian Meyer get a takedown in this final 18.8 now. He's up 4-2, looking to go up 6-2 as he shoots in on a single.
And he's got the takedown. Meyer goes up 6-2. As I'm looking too, Jim, Meyer trying to work a tilt. Trying to work a hazard tilt. Runs out of time in the first. Meyer ahead 6-2. But just a regular decision by Meyer would give Phillipsburg a 6-point advantage and the Stateliners' 8th win, which would be the first criteria. So I said before that he needed bonus points. They don't.
Yeah, Mike, I was looking at the same thing as you because I'm looking at the 4 falls by Hanover Park, but I didn't realize that Phillipsburg had 7 decisions already.
Neutral to start the second here with Meyer ahead 6-2. Meyer dives in on the left leg. Trying to pick that up. They go off the mat, no advantage. Brian, a defending district and region champion. He's ranked 4th in this weight class, 4th in this weight class, 145 by NJ.com. Coming off 4th place finishes in the Hurricane and a 2nd at the Hunterdon and Sussex Warren to Nick Palumbo of Lenape Valley. They were in the same class a year ago. Meyer in on the left leg. Trying to pull that leg through. Zara trying to hang on through the crotch. Meyer now picks up both legs. That is stopped, potentially dangerous. 59 seconds to wrestle in the second. Meyer with 3 takedowns for 6. Zara has a pair of escapes for 2. Meyer tried to work an ankle pick. Meyer ties up the wrists. Dives in, stalling warning on Zara. Meyer in on a double, has the takedown. Meyer leads 8-2. Zara tries to sit out. Meyer maintains control. Meyer with a right hand tight waist, reaches inside for the left wrist. Weight up high on Zara, trying to pick him up through the crotch. Tried to stack him up. Final 5 seconds here in the second. Meyer controlling, and he'll ride out ahead 8-2 after 2. Zara's choice. He's going to go underneath. Meyer indicates optional start. We'll give him an escape. It is 8-3. On deck is Matt Liberato of Hanover Park and Shamir Broaders of Phillipsburg. Meyer in on a double, and able to horse his way out of that was Nick Zara. Mara diving in again on that left leg. Zara, now Meyer trying to pull that left leg through. Still no advantage. Zara trying to reach through the crotch. Meyer trying to circle him back in at the edge. Still no advantage. Minute 10 to go in the bout. And there's the takedown for Brian Meyer. His 5th. He leads it 10-3. He will cut him 10-4 off the mat at 55 seconds.
So right now, Brian Meyer has to be thinking he doesn't want to get caught in a throw. And you've got to think that right now, Nick Zara is just thinking about what throw he wants to try.
Tie up each other's wrists. They break apart. Meyer dives in on the left leg, hand and a wrist, trying to pick up the left leg. Trying to pop his head off the mat at 29.5 seconds. Meyer pushes on the head. Zara with half a shot. Meyer spins around behind, and Meyer has a takedown. Meyer goes up 12-4. If he can ride him out, that would do it on the scoreboard as well. Zara tries to sit out, turn in. Meyer breaks him back down. Under 10 seconds to go. This is going to clinch it on the scoreboard for the Stateliners. A 12-4 major decision for Brian Meyer of Phillipsburg. We go to the final bout of the night. It's Phillipsburg 34 and Hanover Park 27. Matt Liberato will be out for the Hornets. And the Stateliners are going to forfeit to Liberato. So the final is Phillipsburg 34 and Hanover Park 33. The Stateliners winning 8 bouts, 3 falls, a major, and 4 regular decisions. And Hanover Park, 5 falls and/or forfeits. That's 3 falls and/or injury defaults for Phillipsburg. A major, 4 regular decisions. Hanover Park, 5 falls and a regular decision. Phillipsburg will go to 7-1 on the season, and Hanover Park will fall to 9-2 in a battle of the 5th-ranked Stateliners and the 11th and 12th-ranked Hornets, according to NJ.com and the New Jersey Wrestling Writers Association poll. Our wrestling action brought to you tonight on StatelinerSports.com by the Rothman Institute, a worldwide leader in orthopedics and official orthopedic partner of the NJSIAA. Visit RothmanInstitute.com. By Russo Law Offices, 633 Belvedere Road in Phillipsburg. Proud to support Stateliner Athletics. Visit RussoLawLLC.com. By Ahart, Frinzy & Smith, recognized as one of the leading insurance agencies in the United States. Find out more at afsinsurance.com. By Erco Community Federal Credit Union, with offices on Hillcrest Boulevard in Phillipsburg and at 2240 Northampton Street in Easton. Considering buying or selling your home? Contact Tara Butler at RE/MAX Supreme for all your real estate needs. Call Tara direct at 908-319-2447. By Open Mic, for exclusive coverage of the Stateliners and the entire Hunterd and Warren, Sussex area, follow Mike Weileman's blog at mikeopen.blogspot.com. By Welcome to the Pit, a history of Phillipsburg wrestling is available. Order yours by calling 908-283-4342. And follow Phillipsburg Wrestling on Twitter at PBurgHS Wrestling. That's PBurg HS WRESTLIN. So the Stateliners win at 34-33 over Hanover Park tonight. We began the match at 170. Dan Fisher of the Stateliners trailing 4-2 and choosing underneath in the third in the final minute. Got a reversal and a hazard tilt for 2 back points and a 6-4 decision over Sebastian Basilino. 182, Rory DeLuca headlocked Phillipsburg freshman Cody Krutz, who was giving up approximately 20 pounds. DeLuca headlocked him in 233, made it 6-3 Hanover Park. Phillipsburg then won 6 in a row. Drew Horn a fall in 234 over Giancola Birnbaum at 195, gave Phillipsburg a 9-6 lead. Robert Meliz, state runner-up, a fall in 39 seconds over Daniel Jimenez, 15-6 Phillipsburg. Justin Caraballo, a 6-2 decision over Giancarlo Delano at 285, made it 18-6 Phillipsburg. Cullen Day of Phillipsburg, 5-0 decision over Jake Bercease at 106, made it 21-6 Phillipsburg. Travis Jones lost in overtime, 9-7 to Dominic DiFrancescantonio of Hanover Park. That made it 21-9 in favor of Phillipsburg. Tyrus Manley of Phillipsburg with a late third period escape and takedown and a 12-9 decision over Mike Rubin. That made it 24-9 through 8. 126, state runner-up Nick Ramo headlocked Phillipsburg's Cody Harrison, pinned him in 442. That made it 24-15 liners. 132, Lou Ramo spladled Kyle Tino of Phillipsburg in 38 seconds. That cut the Phillipsburg lead to 3. Sean Conley gave Hanover Park the lead as he headlocked Josh Ramos in 51 seconds. It was 27-24 Hanover Park. And at 145, Phillipsburg's Jason Zinsmeister led 3-0 after a second period escape and got a takedown, countering a shot by Marco Zecca. Their legs got tangled up. Zecca's leg kind of across the chest of Zinsmeister. That stopped it as Zinsmeister had turned Zecca to his back. So he led 7-0 at the time, but Zecca unable to continue with an injured right knee. The injury default in the 16 points gave Phillipsburg a 30-27 advantage. And then Brian Meyer salted it away at 152, a 12-4 major decision over Nick Zara, giving Phillipsburg an insurmountable 34-27 lead with just one bout remaining. And the Stateliners elected to forfeit to Matt Liberano of Hanover Park, making the final Phillipsburg 34 and Hanover Park 33. The win for the Stateliners boosts them to 7-1 on the season. Since 1979-80, Phillipsburg is now 468, or correction now, 469, 62-1 against New Jersey competition. And the Stateliners all-time with that win will go to 931, 261-7. And they go up 3-0 over Hanover Park in the series.
I just had a chance to speak with referee Anthony Zullo just to confirm with what we were thinking with that injury default with Marco Zecca. And we were correct. He was not ready to go when the injury time ended at 1:30. You're supposed to, according to rules, be set and ready to go to wrestle. And he was laying on the mat yet, and he got up and he said he wanted to continue, but he was not ready. So the rules state he was supposed to, and that's when Anthony stopped it. So just wanted to confirm that.
Stateliners will be back in action Saturday right here at the gym, 7 o'clock against arch rival Easton. And looking forward to that one, Jim. On paper, an awful lot of toss-up bouts looking ahead to Saturday night.
You know, we talked about the flip being big tonight, and Phillipsburg didn't get it, but they came out on top. But boy, there is a lot of toss-ups with Easton, and you know how Phillipsburg, Easton are whenever they get together anyway. You just never know what's going to happen. And Stateliners want to try to ride this momentum right now into Saturday night, and we'll be on the air approximately 6:50 on StatelinersSports.com. Jarrett Marcagilli will have us all set up and ready to go.
And there is, I didn't get an answer, Jim. I don't know if you did, but we're not sure if we will be able to have video on Saturday night because there is live television coverage of the Easton-Phillipsburg match. All right, that's going to do it here from Stateliner Gym tonight. Phillipsburg High School, the Liners edge Hanover Park 34-33. Our thanks to supervising broadcast technician Jared Marcagilli. For Jim Meglick, I'm Mike Moore on StatelinerSports.com. We will see you back here Saturday night, 6:50 against Easton. See you then. Have a great night.